Hello and welcome. This is Becky with the Kartra Customer Education Team. Today I'm going to show you how to set up a product and how easy it is to get going. So in your account, you go over here to the sales and then the products area. To create a new one, we're going to press plus product, or if you wanted to open one that you already have, you just need to click the product name here. We're going to start a new one for this demo. So I'll click plus product. That brings me into the creation screen where I'm going to enter a name. This is an internal name, so you're going to have an option later in the settings to create a public name as well. That just allows you to have a slightly different way to reference it inside your account versus what your customers would see. So for this one, I'm going to call it just demo product. We need to choose a type, whether it's the main product or an upsell or downsell. This is a little bit of a niche choice to make. If most of the time you're going to choose main product, if you have an upsell or a downsell, you can choose to put that underneath another main product. And what that does is it essentially creates like a product funnel relationship where your intention is to always kind of have the main product as your primary offer, but then if people don't buy that, then you offer them an upsell or a downsell instead. So again, for the purposes of this demo, we're going with main product. And then in this main screen here, we're going to choose how the product will be delivered. So the product configuration also does have built-in automation that helps you deliver the product that people buy. You might be selling access, for example, to a membership. If you're building a course in Kartra, if you have an integrated membership, that's like a third party, something, one of our integrations there. If you have a downloadable file, so it could be like an ebook or any kind of a PDF or something that you're sending people like that. Or you can also choose other. And this is a really good catch-all option for if you're delivering a service or a product in some other way other than like a downloadable file or a membership. You can select this to give access to calendar appointments if you want to sell calendars, if you're selling webinar sessions, if you are going to send a physical product, so you're going to actually send them something in the mail, you can choose other. So I'm going to select that. In this case, I'm going to show you the demo based on if you were shipping something so that we can cover shipping options as well, but I'll give you both options. So we create after doing that, and that sets up kind of the framework of our product. So now we're inside the configuration. We're looking at the settings for the product. And going through each one of these, we're going to go through each one of these tabs to set up the product and choose our pricing and all of the different ways that we want people to, the options we want them to see at checkout, and then what we want Kartra to do when someone buys this product. So very first, under product details, you'll see this type of design throughout Kartra where we have everything kind of broken out into tabs here. But then the individual settings are in these kind of modules. So we'll open up a module to see our options. So, and this is what I was talking about on that first screen, where this is the official name, and this is actually the internal name. If you wanted to change it for the internal, you just click it up here and change it here. But for what your customers will see, you can make it something else. So this is, and then you can put a description. Just because we're going to create a shipped one. But you could fill in, again, anything here that describes your product, the name of it, and then what the description of it is. These options here are if you want to activate an affiliate program for this to let other people promote the product for you, if you want to build a network where you're paying people commission, you can turn this on to list it in our affiliate marketplace. We're going to leave that off for now. It's a bit of an advanced setting. So just leave this, keep your product private. If you want to add an image for the product, you can do that here. You would just click this and then upload your photo here. I'm going to leave that as is because I don't have one ready. So we'll save that once it's done. You can see this is updated. And then very important, this next step, payment processing. This is the most important thing, you could argue, for a new product, where if you want to be able to collect money, if you want people to be able to pay you, you need to connect a working payment processor. So that is something that if you don't already have one in your account, you can go here under settings, you see in the bottom left, go to settings and go to integrations. And you can link, we have a number of integrations available. You can link a Stripe account, a PayPal account, and several other integration processors. So you'll want to take a look at that. Once you have that set up, you're going to come in here, select whether you're using PayPal or a credit card gateway, and then choose, this is just a test one, but I'm going to use this as an example. This is the Stripe test gateway. You're going to choose the gateway that you've connected and save that. So you cannot activate your product until you have a working gateway connected there. So make sure that you take care of that. It's important if you want to get paid. So moving on to the next section here, this is where we're going to set up our pricing. So here we're going to do one time, let's say I'm going to sell a book. And so I've got a one-time payment, and this book is going to be $12. Okay, that's price point 1. And you can see that I've got that here. So the reason that we've got a designation here, price point 1, is because you can also add additional price schemes, if you will, for the same product. So a good example would be like if you are selling a course and you want to give people a couple of different options. Maybe they're going to pay a one-time fee that's like $500 and they will have lifetime access to your course. They're just going to pay one time, they're going to get full access. Meanwhile, you might also, not everybody can shell out $500 at once, so maybe you want to also give them an option of a monthly subscription fee. So in that case, what you would do is add an additional price point here, and then you can choose another option. So now we would have a one-time price, price point 1, and then a price point 2 could be our recurring price. And those would both be payment and purchase options for the same product. So that's an option for you. In this case, because I'm just selling a book and I don't need a subscription fee for a book, I'm going to stick with the one-time payment. So I'm going to save that. Oh, and get out of this. Just delete that. So save. And then we've got, once I've saved the pricing, now I have some more payment and pricing options. So shipping cost, I am going to charge shipping here because I am selling a physical product. So I'm going to do a flat rate, and you'll see again here it says price point 1. And the reason for that is if you had multiple price points, you would see additional fields here where you could choose to set different shipping amounts depending on the price point. So, another maybe example of with a shipped product is you might be selling one price point that is one book and another price point that is like a bundle of 2 books or 3 books, and then you might need to charge more for shipping for those other ones. So, and you can set this so that you've got different shipping rates for different regions, and you can go through that list and select those. Then we're going to do you can choose to say whether your shipping cost is per order or per unit. So $5 per book or $5 per order of however many books they bought. Mine is going to be per unit because that's what it's going to cost me to ship a book, say. So once I have that, then again, I save my settings. So you're going to go through all of these kinds of, all of these settings through each one of these tabs the same way. Refund policy, if you have one, you can turn that on. In my case, I'm going to say no refunds and we'll save that because I don't want to have to deal with shipping back to me. It'll be final sale for a book. So from there, I'm going to move on to pages. And these 2 modules here are also quite important. And we've got some defaults set up here for you, so you don't actually have to fill these in, but you can, and I recommend that you do. So what these are is the product page is going to be whatever sales page you have set up where people are accessing your offer, reading about what you're selling, and then they're going to actually see your checkout form and be able to fill out the checkout form. So that's your product page where somebody from Facebook or somebody on your website is going to go on a web page and they're going to be like, oh, I love the idea of this book. Yes, I want to buy it. And then they can fill out your checkout. That's the product page. Once they have filled out the product page and they've order form and they have submitted their payment, Kartra will then redirect them to a thank you page, and that is what this is here. So typically, a thank you page might have a little bit more information about what the person just bought. It's going to thank them for their purchase, why it's called a thank you page. And in some cases, if you're offering like a digital download or something, you might even choose to put a link to the download on that thank you page rather than delivering it by email or something like that. So that's an option too. Or if you've got like bonuses that you're giving out with a purchase, you can put those on the thank you page. There's lots of things you can do with that. So you can leave these as is for now, especially because we're just setting up this checkout. But once you have some of those pages developed, you can then go in here and change this. And what you would do is select if you have an external URL, let's say it's on another website or WordPress or something like that, you can put in the URL here, or you can choose from Kartra pages that you have created. So you're going to choose your Kartra page, go to whatever site that you have created, and then select the name of the page. So let's say my checkout is on my home page, then I would save that. Okay. So same thing with the thank you page. You're just going to open that up, come in here, select your pages, and away you go. So this, and you'll notice again, this has that price point 1 symbol here, and that is because if you are selling more than one price point, more than one price option, you can put a different thank you page depending on what the person bought, which again is a really great way to follow up. Is if you've got, like, say one of your price points is you're only buying my book, but price point 2 is you're buying the book and I'm going to give you access to some video training or an exclusive calendar to book with me or something like that. Then on price point 2, you could have links to those extra things, those extra bonuses on the thank you page for price point 2. So moving on from there, the checkout settings goes into all of the things where you can design how do you want your checkout to look and feel, all this kind of thing. You can add your custom colors here, change your theme. If you want to do it in a dark theme, you can. Go through and choose if you're going to put a logo, if you want to embed a Kartra help desk, which we're not going to cover in this video because it is a more complex thing as well. But if you're using a help desk, you're going to set that up here. You can turn that on to give people support when they're in that purchase process. You can also choose what forms you want to include in the checkout. And then let's see, we've got product quantity. A lot of this is self-explanatory, right? If you're going to let people order more than one unit at a time. Express checkout is really used for upsells and downsells. So that would be another kind of more complex configuration. Here we can choose if we want to tag people that abandon the cart, which basically just means that somebody visited your checkout form, but they didn't make a purchase. So if you want to tag those people to be able to say, oh, I see that you were looking at my product, maybe you filled out part of the form, but you didn't buy it, then you can put a tag on them and maybe try to kind of retarget them in the future with some new marketing or something like that. You can also choose whether you want to enforce terms and conditions, which is always a good idea. So I'm going to turn that on. I do want them to agree. And this is where I would fill in my terms and my billing terms. Okay. So for the purposes of this video, I'm just typing off the cuff, but you would need to fill in your own billing terms. So things like what your refund policy is, whether or not resale is eligible, whatever kinds of things that you need for billing terms, you would fill in there. And then that will show up on the checkout when the person is making their purchase. So moving on from there, we've got post-sale settings. And this is another really good thing to be thinking about. It's for good forward-thinking stuff. If somebody buys this product, do you want to put them on a certain mailing list, for example? Do you want to tag them? Tags are like a label that you have for identifying contacts based on behavior or any other kind of criteria. So if you do, and I do, let's see, if I want everybody here, everybody that buys from me, I'm going to put them on my master list, let's say. I'm going to do that. And again, at price point 1, you can see if there were more price points, we'd be able to actually differentiate. For people that bought at this rate, they get put on this list. If they buy at a different rate, they get on a different list. So under tags, yes, I would say I do want to tag people. So again, we're going to select by price point. And see if I have one. Oh, my people here. This is not a good example, but this is how you would select tagging. So do it by category and then by the tag and then save. And then accessing your product content. So this is actually reflective of that first choice we made at the very beginning of setting up this product, where we were looking at that first page and saying, are we going to give access to a membership? Will we send a digital product? And we said um, that there was going to be no access page. This is what that setting is. So if you wanted to change it, there you go. You should recognize that. You can change it at this point. So that's a choice you can reverse in the future too. So if you came back to this and you're like, you know what, I was going to deliver that, I was going to make this a shippable product, but now I'm just going to send a downloadable file, you can just change it to that here. So you can do that. And then also, finally, you can set up additional automation rules. When people buy this product, are there other things that you want to create, other automations that you want to create? So that's, again, a little bit more of a complex topic for another time, but so we'll save that and leave it empty for now. For me, I'm just getting started in business, so I don't have an affiliate network yet. I'm not going to turn on affiliates. If you did have people that you wanted to create that kind of a relationship with, though, and they were going to promote your product and you're going to pay them a commission for confirmed sales, you could turn the affiliate program on and activate that. But for me, I'm going to leave that off. So now I have everything finished for my product. That is my whole configuration. It has all of my names and descriptions and all of my different pricing things and all of my checkout settings. So I've done all of that, and this is now ready to promote. I can start sending people a link to this product and they can actually buy it. So on this final page here, you're going to see a couple of link areas. This is a direct link to your checkout. And if you go there, we'll be able to see what we just created. So here you go. You saw that this as I was setting it up. My amazing product, it is shipped. It's going to have a $5 shipping charge on top of a $12 price. It gives people the option to fill out all their information. It has this shipping tab because I turned shipping on, and I set it to that kind of dark mode theme. So that is how the checkout is going to look. And this is just a very basic, like I said, you have finished the product. So you're going to come back in here and then you're ready to publish. So you can see these two buttons up here in the top right corner tell you what status the product is in. It's not going to accept payment, so it won't process actual purchases until it's turned on. So in demo mode, you can do some testing yourself, and I do recommend that you do that. But once you're ready to get going, you can click the publish button. This will give you the option to give some feedback on your experience, which is great if you have a few minutes to put that in. And then you can see demo mode is now off. So this is updated to the status is published, where this is unpublished, that you can click that to unpublish it if you want to, but you are ready to go. So you can start sharing this link here if you just want to send people directly to your checkout and they can buy this product from you. Now, before we go, I do want to to show you the last option for this though. And that's if you don't want to use this generic checkout page, but you'd like to create a custom one instead. And that's where, remember, we were talking about on pages where you're going to set up this custom product page. So where you do that is you go into the sidebar here, go over into pages, go to all pages, and then you're going to select plus page, just like we've been doing before. This is going to be our sales page. I'll put that in my, doesn't really matter where you put it. You can put it, if you don't have a category or you don't have a site yet, that's fine. You can save it just like that. But I'm going to look for a template that will help me sell this product. So checkout pages is a good place to start. So if you look through these different templates, find one that looks like something that you like. I recommend really choosing a page based on the layout more than like the colors and things like that, because you can always change the colors pretty easily, but the layout can be a little bit more time consuming. So like if you like the design of this where it has these kind of pictures on the side here and then the form is on that side, then that's a good way to go. Or any of these. I like this one here. Let's select this. So I select my template, I click create. So I'm going to create a new page for this. And then once I get into the page builder, this is where I can customize my whole sales page. So, like it's got the template sections already in here. I can replace this with my logo, put my product name in, my description. This is where I really want to pitch the product so people buy it. But what I really want to show you here is actually how to connect the product that you just created and place it on this page so that you can share the link to this page and people will go there, be able to see this beautifully styled with all of your kind of messaging and wording on it. Come here, click this checkout component. You're going to click this. When this little menu shows up, you want to click the pencil icon here. And then you're going to select the product funnel. And this is what we just created. So we want to look for, we called it demo product. So this is going to always reflect the internal name here. So keep that in mind. You've got that internal name versus the official name. The internal name is these here. So then we're going to choose our product. We only have the one, the main product. So we'll just pick that. Again, we only had one price point. So we're going to select our price point. And then we can choose whether or not we want what type of checkout form that we want. And you can test both of those to see which one you like better. So we'll do traditional checkout, apply that. And then you can see right out of the gate, it automatically updates it to populate your product settings, what you just created in the product component. So that is how you create a product in Kartra. That's how you add a checkout form to a page after you've created that product. And then once you publish this page, we're going to go here to publish live. Let's say I've got everything finished on there. It's all ready to go. I can go click get the page link. And now I can copy this link and share it with anybody that I want to go to my website. So if I share that on social media, if I put it in an email to say, hey, everybody, check out my new offer. If I can share any way that I want to. Any way that you can send someone a link, you can get them going to this page so they can see your offer and they can buy your product. So that is how you create this whole process in Kartra. I hope that was helpful, and I will see you next time.